spiritual. So this video gonna be about getting out the slave mentality and why we still in the slave mentality. So when I say slave mentality, I don't mean like the whole slave master and all that and all what it used to be. It's similar to that, but what I mean is the illusion that we still free, but really we not, and the thought that some politician or president have some type of rulership or is better than or is over the citizens, when that's really not how it should be. Everybody should be equal, and everybody should how I say this, have their own way of life and not be controlled by and spied on people or look down on certain type of people when even they themselves is breaking the laws they create. Or the slave mentality that people still have is through religion. So religion tells you to worship and serve somebody for your whole life before you even serve yourself. But that's not how that should be at all. Because our ancestors didn't worship or slave for nobody. They showed acknowledgement. And what religion has done is took that away and set you at a lower level of being to worship a supreme level of being, when really you are the supreme level of being. They just got you thinking that you're not, and there's somebody in the sky that watches everything you do and is going to judge you when you leave here. But that's not happening. So you pray to this supreme being, you worship, you give all your problems to this supreme being, and you that's basically that's all you live for, that's all you live by, when really you should be living according to the universe and not some man-made book that's not gonna mean shit going around saying well, I can't do this because God said, Jesus said this, God said that. I gotta do this because the Bible says this, the Quran, the Torah says this. When really you can do what you want. You just mentally enslaved because you got the belief that that's how it should be and that's how it is, when really that's not how it should be. You should you got the power to do what you want. You got the power to create your own reality. It's up to you whether you be righteous or not. But whether you choose to be righteous or not, it's not nobody in the sky judging you and dictating your afterlife and your the rest of your existence. But you're the only one that creates that. So, and religion was made to enslave people. Our ancestors looked at themselves as gods and goddesses and pharaohs and kings and queens, and through religion it has everybody looking at themselves as just a regular weak ass person with no type of power, with no type of say so, just having the expectation that if you worship and go by this book, then that's gonna be everything you need right there. You don't gotta put in no work. You don't gotta do nothing. You just gotta follow everything that's in this book and worship everything that's in this book. So basically, you're gonna be okay. Everything that you see now is just a modern day form of slavery, but without the physical abuse. And even if it is physical abuse, which it is still going on, they do it behind closed doors with the sacrificing of children, the murdering of and kidnapping of innocent men and women, the slave mentality in everyday life. We let people of other races come and tell us what's right and wrong, how we should live, and took away our natural way of life and basically made us work and slave every day for the stuff we had for free every day, and didn't have to slave and work for nobody because it was given to us by Mother Earth. So on this when we were slaves back then, they gave us 6 days of work, and on Sundays every week we got church. So what do you see now? You work 5 days a week. Saturdays you off, or maybe you off, I don't know, but Sundays you got church. So it's nothing really but just a modern day slavery. They just so then what they did was they took everything we had, all our food, they took all our land, all that, and basically said, and created money, and basically said, you gotta work these jobs for this money to have what was already given to us for free when we was here by ourselves. So to get food whenever we needed it, we was able to go get water from rivers whenever we needed it. We was able to live for free on our own land whenever we needed somewhere to go. So basically what they did was they took all that away and said, now you gotta work this job to be able to pay for electricity from us, and pay for water from us, and pay for food from us, and pay for an education that's mostly lies anyway from us. So we basically became 100% dependent on the people that took everything from us, and now was making us slave to work for it back, and then we paying for it, and then at the end of the month we got to do it all over again for another month. And some of us is just getting back. We got to every month just wake our people up and start raising the consciousness of people so that we can start to battle against this and create our own nation and go back to how we was living before, and how our ancestors wanted us to live, and living according to the universe, and living for righteousness. So we gotta stop thinking that we need everything that is going on. Everything that's going on is how it's supposed to be, but it's really not. So we gotta get out of that mindset and start living righteous, and learn how to depend on nobody but ourselves, because we really don't need nobody, no job to work for nobody, or slave for nobody, or no religion to tell you how to live your life, because we all having a physical experience. But while we having this physical experience, it's still laws of the universe that we gotta obey, and we gotta live righteous. So if you got a business you want to start, then you can do that. If you got any ideas you got, you can do that. But just stop thinking you need somebody to give you permission to do anything, or that you need somebody to work for to get you there, because you really don't. Stop thinking you need school to be able to give you a degree so you can be able to do something, when you don't need no corrupt school system or no degree to do nothing. Just stay positive. Believe in yourself. You don't need nobody else to believe in you. And if they don't believe in you, that's cool, because you believe in you, and you should have the willpower and the love for yourself and the passion to want to go do whatever you want to do, whether people support you or not, or whatever people got to say about you, because it really don't matter. Because at the end of the day, this world is just a physical experience. It's just a physical experience, and you got that God consciousness within you, and you just using this vessel to express yourself in whatever reason you choose to come here. This body is just a vehicle for the soul. So this body is not even you. So you shouldn't even be hearing what other people got to say if it's negative, because at the end of the day, it's not doing nothing for you but bringing you down if you letting it. But you shouldn't be letting it, because 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10, they got something in themselves that they don't like, and they most likely trying to project their negativity on you. But it's up to you whether you let that affect you or not, and whether you choose to keep going or not, no matter what nobody got to say about it. So get out of the slave mentality and just get up and do what you want to do. Find the motivation, find the drive to do what you want to do. Start taking care of yourself more. Start practicing self-love more. And you got all the answers, because you God. You got that God consciousness, that universal consciousness within you. It's in all of us. It's in everything. So just remember that. And we gonna get this done. And this world gonna be even if you gotta do it by yourself, the only way you can face yourself and overcome your fears is if you do it alone, and if you spend that time putting in that inner work by yourself. So don't be scared of nothing, because fear is an illusion. Fear is false evidence appearing real. So it's false, and you shouldn't be scared of nothing, because you the supreme being in every situation. You got the power to create your own reality. So whatever reality you want, you can create that and manifest that into your life. So that's all for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'm gone. Vibratory, oneness, and levels of existence. So it's an infinite level of existence. The universe is constantly spiraling and creating new levels of existence and new realms. So you gotta understand that you are not this body, and this level of existence, this third dimensional sense of reality, is not the only level of existence and not the only realm that you exist in. So right now, you watching this, if you look at a tree or a plant or a bug or another melanated being, that's you basically with a different ego and a different vessel living that physical experience. So you on the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th dimension is basically another realm, aka a higher level of perspective, or different dimension. So as you go higher into each dimension is just a different spectrum of light. So the colors you will see in this dimension, in the third dimension, will be different than the colors you'll see in the fourth or fifth dimension. So the same as communication wise, if you got the belief that you a third dimensional being and you this body, then you're not vibrating at the vibration of a higher dimensional being. So if you trying to, if a spirit guide or extraterrestrial or ancestor is trying to communicate with you, and you don't know that, that's just so if a higher level of being is trying to communicate with you, and you don't got the and you got the belief that you a third dimensional being, then not only are you going to be scared and fearful because you don't know what's going on, but the extraterrestrial, your spirit guide or ancestor, is not going to bother communicating with you because you don't vibrate at that frequency. You're not gonna care to listen, or you're not gonna pay attention. So they're not gonna waste their time trying to communicate with you and get you to pick up signs, because you're not thinking about paying attention to that, or you don't know how to get those signs, or you just got the mindset of a third dimensional being. Language, it speaks through vibration and feelings. So we used to be able to do what's called telekinesis, telekinesis, and this language and how we speak now is just a backup for what we used to do. So you cannot be angry, you can't be happy, you can feel happy, you can vibrate on the frequency of happiness, just like you can be wet by water, but water can't be wet. So when you say you are mad, you can't be an emotion, you can feel an emotion and you can vibrate at that frequency. So when you say I'm mad or I'm happy, you would, in a fourth dimensional point of view, you would say I'm the observer of sadness, I'm the observer of anger. So in order to raise your vibration to a higher level of a third dimensional perspective, you gotta understand that you are not this physical body. You are in this physical body and in control of this physical body to have this third dimensional experience. So now you gotta start, now that you understand that, you gotta start acting upon that. And acting upon that is just connecting with everything, because everything is you. You are everything. We are, everything is one. So you gotta start acting righteous. You gotta clean up your diet. You gotta clean up your diet, learn, read, meditate, and just try to connect with just try to make that connection with everything and show love and gratitude to everything, because we all inhabit that same one universal consciousness, which just birthed itself into existence to have this physical experience. So the big part in this, I'm about to give you an example. So when you in a car and somebody throw a rock at your car, you don't say, ow, somebody threw a rock at me. You say, somebody threw a rock at my car. So if somebody hit you with a brick or a stick, you would say, so why would you say, ow, you hit me with this stick, when you are not the body? So you would say, they hit this body with a stick. Another example, every day you say or have the thought that you're hungry, you say I'm hungry, but you are not this physical body, so you can't be hungry, and you don't need food, so you would say this body needs to be fed. Your body, you don't need food, you don't need money. Your higher self don't care about money, sex, pleasure, none of that. That's all your ego. So the way you speak can trap yourself in your ego. So you gotta keep yourself in that mindset, in the 4-dimensional mindset, that
So now
you are not the
vibratory
physical.
oneness.
So every tree, every life form is you, but just with a different ego and a different vessel to express itself. So if you kill a bug or if you cut down a tree, that's not showing that you understand that we are all one and we supposed to be vibrating at the same frequency. That tree and that bug has the same consciousness as you, just a different vessel. Meaning that since we are not the physical, but we are the controllers of the physical, we are the same being. So the fact that you would kill a bug or cut down a tree is no different than you killing or cutting down yourself, because you are what is in control of this 3rd-dimensional body and this vessel used to express yourself. So since you understand that everything is one and we are all one, you gotta treat everything else, treat every other vessel and every other form of expression how you would want to be treated by another vessel. Every plant, animal, tree, human, insect, whatever, that's you. So how you treat that is how you treat yourself, and how you treat others and other things will always come back to you, because you pushing that frequency and vibration out to the universe, and when it bounces back, it's going to come back to you. So you should treat everything righteousness and with love, because you are everything and everything is you. There's no difference but the ego and the physical vessel that it wishes to express itself in, and that is not you. You are the way to receive messages from your spirit guides or ancestors or the universe is to put down the phone and get in nature, because the cell phone towers and all this technology blocks the messages that you could be getting from the universe, because they the frequency they release is at 440 hertz, and we vibrate naturally at 432 hertz. So the 440 hertz vibration that the cell phone towers and all that is giving out is blocking the information that you're supposed to be getting also from the universe. Build a closer bond with nature and communicate and talk with nature. Go hug a tree, because when you hug a tree, it's scientifically proven that trees, if you hug a tree, it'll extract all that negative energy that you hold within you. And if you talk to water, that water is intelligent, so it holds memory. So you should connect more with natural life forms and just build that connection with nature and see everything as you, because you are everything. Get stuck in the 3rd-dimensional sense of reality, and don't get trapped in your ego, and don't be a slave to your body, and don't be a slave to pleasure, and don't be a slave to your ego, because you, the real you, your higher self, don't care about none of that. And make that connection with everything and every form of life, because the only difference between you and that other form of life is its vessel that it chooses to express itself in. So that's why you shouldn't eat meat, because you are stopping another life force, another form of life from expressing itself how it wants to express itself, because your ego wants some food that tastes good. You're not even getting nothing from meat except cancer and a low vibration. So, and you attracting dead energy, and you pushing away messages and good energy from coming to you, because your soul develops a stench to it develops a stench from eating meat. So just imagine if you had to tell somebody something, but the closer and closer you get, the worse and worse they smell. So you would back up so you wouldn't have to deal with that. So just think about that with a high level of being. You eating meat and all this bad stuff, and you just steady attracting bad energy and dead energy. And not only that, but your soul has a stench. So you pushing away any higher level of being from communicating with you, because you don't want to change your diet, because you became a slave to your ego and a slave to the third dimension. So clean up your diet and be righteous and treat everything how you would want to be treated, because you are everything, just in your own ego and your own form of expression. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'm gone.